Hey there, guys. I wanted to explain to you how I did shop my inventory sale, and it was really, really awesome. We had a great time. It was a lot of fun, and I'm going to break it down for you, okay? So, the first thing that I did was you're looking at what I did, all right? This is my backdrop. I don't have a fancy office. Happens at my kitchen table. Plus, I want them to know this is my family, and that's what it's about. So that's one of the reasons why I do it here with the backdrop of my kids' pictures that they have drawn for me over the years. And so that's one of the reasons why I do it the way I do it. I also want to tell you that this has to be done in a private group setting in order to be compliant. You cannot do this publicly. It has to be done privately. So please keep that in mind, okay? Mine is done in my private VIP group. And I have found on your Facebook group, in fact, I just found this out, which was really awesome, was I created an event inside my VIP group. And when I did it that way, it actually came up and gave me an option of where I could automatically invite everyone in the group. So that was awesome. So it automatically sent those messages out for me. Unfortunately, people are not checking their Facebook and they're not checking their notifications like they used to. Facebook is kind of going kind of downhill. And so anyhow, but this is how I did it because I didn't have the time to try to figure out something different. So this is still the path that I'm using right this moment, although I'm sure I will be changing that at some point and trying to find a different way to do a private type group setting. So what I did was I went live in the group. I did create that event, but I went live in my group instead of in the event. So that way it would automatically send them a message on the event. So it sent them the message to invite them. And then in the invite, it actually said, make sure that you go to the live in the VIP group so that you can see it. The other thing that I did is anybody that said that they were going or said that they were interested, I went ahead and messaged them specifically right before and just kind of gave them a list of, hey, this is what you want to bring, grab your tablet, grab something to drink, grab a snack, that kind of thing. And then, so what I did was I wrote down the products ahead of time that I was going to do. This is kind of an idea of what I did, was we just wrote them down and I numbered them all ahead of time. I looked up all the pricing ahead of time and then I took 20% off of that. So I'm going to give you my stats. It ended up being 3 different lives that I ended up doing, but I roughly here, this is because it's probably going to gain, and I just finished my last one tonight. So right now it's my sales are at $2,225. That is incredible. My first night was basics, and that was $945. My second night was the bathroom stuff, and that was $780. And third night is probably still going because I allow them to shop for at least another day. Sometimes I give them 48 hours to kind of shop through because I don't want to take that away from them too fast. And I know people are busy just like I'm busy. So anyhow, so that was $500 right this second. So I had some new people that came, but like each night I had different people. And then, but I also had a lot of the same people come back. So did it hurt me to have 3 different nights? I don't know. I ended up with so many products that I had to do that. It kind of forced me into that. And so I guess you could kind of pick and choose if you wanted to do it that, however that you wanted to do that. But I did on my very first night with the basics, kind of give almost like an intro to my parties and kind of gave, this is how Norwex works, how and why and what it does and that kind of thing. Just in case I had any newbies coming in there so then they could kind of hear and know what was going on. One of the other things that I do is on something like this in my VIP group, I don't do this in parties, but I do break up the sets. Now don't freak out, okay? But I do break up the sets because when you break up the sets, it actually gives people an opportunity to try some other things that they would normally try. So, versus somebody spending a pack on 3 countercloths, of whichever colors that they want. This gives them an opportunity to get just one and give it a try. And, or they could get, you know, one of this color, one of that color. Maybe it's color that they've been hoping to get. Maybe it's a limited edition color that they can't get anymore, you know, something like that. So I do break those up, but I also know that it voids the warranty. But I have never in 7 years had any trouble with that warranty either. So I don't anticipate having a problem with that at all. So, what I do when I am live is I actually have my husband on the live with me, and he is sitting there just writing down all the names and what it is they want. So when I go through and I will, you know, hold up, you know, here is my, you know, the large countercloths. I have this one in this color. This is number 52 countercloth with a gray with a green trim. And so then they can comment in the comments that they want number 52 gray with trim. So that's how I kind of do it. I tell them how much it is, and then you know, they can comment like that. So he writes it all down for me as it's live. That way, if there's any questions or anything, then we can answer them like as we're going somewhat. But he does put notes on there for me too. So because it would be too intense, and I don't suggest that you try to do it by yourself because it would be too intense to try to do it alone. He's writing the entire time that I'm talking. I can't hardly even keep up with the comments most of the time. So anyhow, that's just kind of the way that I chose to do it. I'm just telling you how I chose to do it. I had at the most 18 to 20 people who were on the live with me, and I feel like it worked really well. Okay, so you might only get 1 or 2 people on the live. I don't know. It just depends on how many people that you think you might be able to get. So it just works out. It has worked out good for me. I was at the countercloths, but I need to give something away. I'm going to give away our Enyme because this stuff is incredible. Oh, that's so funny, Erica. Yes, Trisha, they are awesome. Thank you, Erica, for the demo. Thank you for saying that. So I absolutely love my optic scarf. I could not live without it. I think I own like 4 of them. They are like different places. I have one in my purse, keep one here, you know, like they're everywhere. Keep one by my bed. So if you haven't tried that, you definitely need to. Okay, so I've got our Enyme. If you've not tried this, it is packed with enzymes now. It's like the Ultra Power Plus on steroids, okay? It's amazing. I absolutely love this. I have switched to our normal detergent for this, and then I just use the Ultra Power Plus for all of my other needs for my all-purpose spray and all that other stuff that I use it for. So I still use that all the time, but I do like this better in my laundry because it gets rid of the stink 100%. Absolutely love this stuff. So let's give one of these away, and it is gonna go, oh, landed on Glenn. He doesn't want one. All right, it's gonna go to Brenda. Congratulations, Brenda. And if you can let me know that if you won something, make sure that you say yay or something so I know that you are still on here to claim that, okay? All right, now we're gonna go back to our countercloths and let's go through those because I do have quite a few of them. I have some limited edition colors here, so this is gonna be fun. These are all number 41, okay? So you guys got your lightning fingers ready. Number 41. And the regular price on these is $8 each, and I'm selling them to you for $6.50 a piece tonight, okay? Normally you have to buy them as a 3-pack, and instead we're gonna do them individually, okay? And I've got, this is number 41. All right, I have black, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the solid onyx black color, okay? So this would be number 41 black. Then I have purple. 1, 2, 3, looks like 4 purples, okay? So just the solid purple color. Then I have what's called vanilla. I only have 1 vanilla in here, okay? And so this would be number 41 vanilla. Then I have only 1 of our dark green. So this would be number 41 dark green. Then I have 1 dark gray, number 41 dark gray. Then I have light blue. I only have 1. So this would be number 41 light blue. Then I have just a couple more. seafoam green, solid seafoam green. Okay, so that'd be number 41, solid seafoam green. Or the last one, I have a seafoam green with a gray trim, a dark gray trim around that. So those are all number 41, okay? So one of the other things that I decided to do this time, and I really think that it kind of helped draw people in too, was I did a prize drawing every 10 minutes. So I literally had another time, I had a timer sitting here that was set for 10 minutes. I put it on where they could hear it. And as soon as it would go off, then I would finish my sentence usually, or what it was that I was talking about. And then I would pick up, you know, whatever sample it was that I was going to, you know, give away. And I would hold it up and I would talk about it. So it'd give me a chance to talk about the Powerzyme and how amazing it is. And this is what it does. And I'm so excited. And so then I would, since it's on my phone, I would literally just like go back through the comments. I would scroll back down through real quick and just see who's been commenting. And that is who, and then I would just pick one name. Now, I will tell you that I started writing down who it was that got the prizes, because the one night that I did it, I wasn't writing them down. I was just having my husband write them down. And I lost track of who had gotten them, and I ended up giving somebody 2 prizes. And I like to try to spread the love around a little bit and try to give each person one. That prize also, I gave to people whether or not they had to be on the live in order to win those. So if they were not on the live anymore and they didn't comment, yay, I won, or something like that, then they did not get theof prize. Okay. But if they were still on the live, then they still got their prize. So that's one of the ways that I kind of help keep them there and kind of help pull them along, because it's a long time to do a live for like an hour and a half. That is a long time. And so I learned a couple of things this time. That's one of the things that I learned is not to do more than 25, 30 at the max products, because you're going to talk about each one of them, and that is going to take a long time. For me, that 25 to 30 products was an hour and a half. So that is a really super long time to get people to stay engaged for an hour and a half. Now, it helped me because I was just giving little, you know, products away here and there. And so that helps. So your question might be, how are you getting them to comment? How do I get them to comment? So oftentimes I will be like, you know, here I'm talking about the probiotic cleaner, and I'll say like, tell me when was the last time that you scrubbed your kitchen floor? So in the comments, sorry, I forgot to give you guys comments. So in the comments, tell me the last time you scrubbed your kitchen floor, okay? Anyhow, when I found the Ultra Power Plus, and I use like 1 teaspoon per 8 ounces of water, that goes so far, okay? I have found that if I spray that on the floor and let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, I can walk in there and almost just wipe. I might say something like that. The oven and grill cleaner, when was the last time that you cleaned your oven? The Biozyme, by the way, I opened up this and I sold them individually. So that way you might not be able to get somebody to buy 3, but I was able to get them to buy 1. And so that gets those into people's hands. Okay. So anyhow, that's kind of how I did it. But then I might be like, you know, do you hand wash your dishes? Or, you know, I just kind of come up with things on the fly. But if you're not good at coming up with things on the fly like that and thinking of, you know, what to give people to do, you know, like when was the last time that you washed your hands? How many paper towels have you used today? You know, you might throw different things out there. You know, when I was talking about the counter closet, it was, you know, how many paper towels have you used today? You know, and some people say no, none, and some people say 1 or 2, or you might even say in the last week or something like that. It's engaging, and honestly, I have found that my people really enjoy that. They really like that, and so it kind of pumps it up, and it helps bring them back to me, and it helps keep them engaged. For just a second here, I'm going to do a demo for anybody who does not already have our counter closet. I want to know how many paper towels in the comments below. I want to know how many paper towels in a day that you go through. This is our counter closet. They are amazing. Okay. We quit using paper towels. I was just telling someone today that this was probably oh, we've probably been 6 years paper towel free, maybe even a little longer than that. But since we've had the 2 little kids, Kaya and Ezzy, we have not had paper towels in our house. And we got donated to us, I think came like through a food bank or something. And so I kept them around just because they're a little easier to, you know, wipe stuff off, but there's so much waste and so expensive to just throw them in the trash. So I had them there just, you know, to use them up. And so, or sometimes I do keep them for crafts. Because I just had somebody message me and said, what do you do when you have a craft that, you know, like you can color on it and then absorbs the water? And I was like, well, I actually do keep them for that, but I use them as a craft supply instead. But anyhow, so I said to Kaya, can you hand me the paper towels? And he's looking all over the place. And I said, son, they're right in front of you. Hand me the paper towels right in front of you. And he's still looking. I was like, right there in front of you. And it dawned on me. He has no clue what I'm asking him to hand me because he's never been around paper towels. So he doesn't know what the paper towel roll even looks like. He was totally blown away. Like I was blown away that he didn't know what it was. And I was like, oh, my poor kids. They don't even know what normal things are because they live in a Norwex house and we don't have paper towels. But then it's also a good thing because he won't ever have to feel the need to use paper towels because he'll just be like, hey mom, what cloth am I supposed to use for that? So anyway, I have some very sticky messes here. I have peanut butter and I also have honey that is streaking down here. So I'm going to use my counter cloth to clean these up. Let's start that over. Okay, so I'm going to do this for you. Let me go this direction. So I'm going to wipe that off. You can see that. I also want you to notice that I am using our cutting board. So hopefully you guys can see. I still got a little bit left on there. Can you see the difference of where I left it on and where I wiped it off? See how it's still there just a little bit? So I'm going to wipe the rest of that off there. And the great thing is, look how much of that it held in there. I flipped it over to wipe again and flipped it over to wipe again. So there is absolutely no residue left on here. Okay, that is incredible. Then I want you to see that except for this one spot right here, it is like locked in. Now I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to push it in further into the cloth because I want to show you something else here. Okay, so I purposely, there's no sticky residue. Okay, I purposely put that peanut butter, push the rest of it into the cloth. You can't even see it. I can't feel it. I'm going to do it on the mirror. Okay, so that was the same cloth, that thick peanut butter and honey that I just put on there. I'm putting it on my mirror right now. There is no, it's hard to see on the camera, but there is no residue left there at all. It is gone. And I have no residue on my hands. Let me see here what I do. Oh, here's my window cloth. So then I'm going to polish this off because there's no residue on this mirror. And I'm just going to polish it while I got it here so you guys can see that it is 100% gone. And there is no, hopefully you can see anyway, there's no residue left on that. Isn't that incredible? I love our counter cloths. Then all you have to do, if you haven't used them, to go paper towel free, I can still smell the peanut butter here, but I cannot feel it at all. It's gone. And all I have to do is rinse that out and hang it up to dry. And within 24 hours, it's cleaned itself, which is incredible. So what I did, because I ended up doing 3, I ended up doing the basics, and then I did the bathroom products, and then I did the kitchen products. And that seemed to work really well, but I also had a ton of stash that I really, really needed to move and, you know, get it kind of out of here. So that way I'm not just holding on to a lot of product. And oh my word, I cannot believe, honestly, this time totally blew me away at how much stuff I was able to get rid of. And they were excited about buying it too. I'm telling you, like, that when you pump up whatever it is that you're excited about, whether you're giving them a 10 or a 15 or a 20% discount, that is amazing. A lot of the stuff that I had on hand was all stuff that I had gotten from closing my own parties. If you're not closing your own parties yet, opening and closing your own parties, you should be, because that will really help you. And so, it's exciting to me to be able to pull all of that extra in. So, what I did was, I went through, I took my list. So I would take what, my husband had written down, and then I would break it down, and, I would send them a message. So I make a list, and then, of this person wanted this and this and this and this. And then, I would message them and say, you know, like, thanks so much for watching the live. You got some really good deals, you know, here's what you got. And then I would give them the total. And then like, when I did night 1, here's your total. Then I had some that like had watched night 1 and night 2 and wanted stuff off of that. And so then, you know, here was night 1, here was night 2, and here's your grand total. So then I'll also do that for night 3 as well, and then give them the grand total. And then before my last live here on my 3rd night, I would also ask them, do you want to wait and to get your stuff until my next live next week? By the way, I did this over 3 weeks because it would have been too much for me to do them one night in a row. I mean, I guess you could do that however you wanted to, but I knew it was going to be too much on me. I don't know if people would have come back 3 nights in a row either. I think doing it once a week was a pretty decent idea, you know. I would probably do that again in the future for sure. And so then I asked them, you know, do you want to go ahead and pay for your stuff and get it now, or do you want to wait? I think I had 2 people who went ahead and picked up stuff. One of them was a brand new customer, and she ended up falling in love with stuff. So I do think that that definitely was, like, she ended up purchasing more stuff because she got the stuff from 2 weeks ago, and then she bought another whole bunch of stuff tonight. So I think it gave her an opportunity, because she never really used the stuff, for her to go home, try it, use it. I also followed up with her. Follow up is important. I followed up, hey, how are you liking your stuff? I don't want it to just sit in a closet somewhere. I want to know that you're using it so that you know how to use it. And so anyhow, but I do think that a lot of that, you know, had to do with that. So I had some pay at each time, and then I had some want to wait until the end. So I guess we will see how that works. I had I offered them options of paying with cash, check, or they can also do, you know, like PayPal or whatever, you know, whatever other things that you have set up that are available for them to pay you through, because you cannot put a credit card through the website at Norwex. So the other thing that I did was, you know, I had some people like down here that wanted more than what I actually had on hand. And if it was something that was not like a limited edition product or something like that, like the Biozyme, then I could order more. And so I did 20% on the live for what I had on hand in my stock. And then I told them, if I need to place an order, then I will place an order and I'll give you 10% off. So you can do it however you want to do it. You can do a 20% off if you want, but I'm going to do 10% off, and then I'm going to try to work it out where they don't have to pay shipping too. So that way it's only shipping to me once, and then they're only having to pay shipping one time. So that does, you know, I was kind of trying to make that work out to their benefit as well. I am still hoping to try to flip any of these into maybe a party. A lot of the people that were on are my faithful customers, and they've already partied with me in the past and just not interested in partying. I did make sure that I gave a good plug for that at the end of my live, is, you know, hosting a party. That's the best way to do it, because then you get stuff for free. And then I also did talk about the joining opportunity. You know, if you love what you see and you think you should be doing this too, then come join my team, you know, that kind of a thing. So I did give kind of a little bit of plugs out there for that, but, you know, I had things on hand that were, you know, products that are, you know, getting kind of older, or, you know, maybe they're like discontinued. So like this one. So I had some products like that on hand that honestly I would love to just make some money off of and just kind of move them along. And you might be surprised what products that they really, really want, or what products that they don't care anything about. So, you know, just do your best. But I would love to hear if you will tell me in the comments below if this video was helpful to you. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you have not yet, because you are more than welcome as a consultant to share any of my videos that I have here with any of your people. And I hope that it has been a help to you. And I would love to hear down below if it has been a help to you. So I hope you have a wonderful night. Thanks for watching.